Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to solve for sample problem in damping element. So in this problem, we are required to determine the equivalent damping constant C of a system. Consider a system of two damping constants C1 and C2 arranged in parallel as shown in the figure. The rigid bar to which the two dampers are connected remains horizontal. When the force F is 0, determine the equivalent damping constant of the system, C equivalent, that relates the force applied F to the resulting velocity V, as F is equals to C equivalent times velocity V. So in this problem, we are required to solve for the C equivalent of the system, wherein C equivalent should be related to C1 and C2. All of you must know, or pwede nyo masabi na madali lang kasi parallel daw. Pag parallel is add mo lang yung C1 and C2. Pero makikita natin dito sa figure natin, hindi po sila equal yung binubuhat ng force F. Dahil makikita po, kitang-kita natin na ang length 1 or L1 is larger than L2. So, hindi po equal yung force na binubuhat or yung na re-receive ng C1 or yung damper 1 and damper 2. So, we need to solve yung may relate natin yung C1 and C2 sa then para makuha natin C equivalent. So, first, we need to draw what will happen to the system, yung rigid bar after the force F was applied, and yung mga reaction ng damper. So, let's draw. So, ayan po. Yan po yung magiging free body diagram natin after the force F was applied. So, as we can see, yung rigid bar, straight pa po siya, going from point A to point A prime, B to B prime, C to C prime. Bababa po siya ng diretso. And then, at a certain point dito, magiging slant na po yung baba po nung rigid bar dahil nga po yung force is much concentrated dito sa ating damper 2, kaya po mas bumaba yung rigid bar dito sa part ng damper 2. So yan po yung magiging free body diagram natin. And then of course, opposing yung mga forces ng damper 1 and damper 2. So dito F1, as dito F2. Now, let's solve for x dot, which is yung hinahanap natin at force F, para mamaya may relate natin siya gamit po itong given sa problem na F equals to C equivalent times velocity. Pakitandaan itong velocity V, pwedeng i-rewrite natin as x dot po. So, now, let's relate yung x dot sa, or kunin natin yung length ng x dot in this figure. So, if we will put some length in here, hatiin natin, say for example, A, ito, and B. Therefore, yan yung magiging length ng x dot. So, x dot is equals to A plus B. And then, makikita natin sa figure na ang A is equals to x1 dot. How about B? Paano natin solve si B? Nakikita po natin by similar triangles. So, if we will draw again yung triangle dito sa baba, pwede natin i-relate yung B or kung makukuha natin yung length ng B. So, ayan po. Yan po yung magiging itsura ng triangle natin. In-isolate lang po natin yung triangle dito sa baba. So, meron tayong B, L1 and L2. Hindi po nagbago yung length. Pero dito, ano po ang magiging length natin dito? Yung base ng bigger triangle. Makikita natin na pag pinag-minus natin si x2 dot and x1 dot is makukuha natin yung length na to. Therefore, yung length na to is x2 dot minus x1 dot. So, by similar triangles, yung base ng maliit na triangle times yung height, tapos equals to base ng malaking triangle which is x2 minus x1 dot times yung height ng buong malaking triangle. So, pag susulat natin yun, B over L1 is equals to x2 dot minus x1 dot over, pakitandaan, hindi lang po L2 yung buong length po ng bigger triangle which is L1 plus L2. Cross multiply, makukuha natin si B equals x2 dot minus x1 dot times L1 over L1 plus L2. So, substitute na natin si A at B para mahanap si x dot. So, x dot is equals to x1 times R plus B, which is x2 dot minus x1 dot multiplied by L1 over L1 plus L2. So, simplify it further. X dot equals to x1. Distribute muna natin. Magiging x2 dot minus x1 dot L1. May L1 pala. L1 po dito. And then L1 dito. Singit na lang po natin. Over L1 plus L2. And then add natin. X dot equals to x1 dot times L1 plus L2 plus x2 dot L1 minus x1 dot L1. Tapos ang LCD niya syempre yung denominator na L1 plus L2. So, distribute natin yung x1 dot. Kakaroon tayo ng x1 dot L1 plus x1 dot L2 plus x2 dot L1 minus x1 dot L1 over L1 plus L2. So, combining like terms or cancelling yung mga dapat makancel, kita natin na x1 dot and L1 magma-minus ka sa x1 dot L1, so 0. So matitira na lang is x dot equals x1 dot L2 plus x2 dot L1 over L1 plus L2. Or i-distribute na hiwalay natin yung denominator. X dot equals to x1 dot L2. Denominator niya is L1 plus L2 plus x2 dot L1 over L1 plus L2. So, consider natin tong equation na to as equation A. Now, kailangan natin na hanapin yung x1 and x2 na dapat makakancel niya yung x dot. Or, in short, kailangan natin hamanap ng way na para mai-relate natin yung x dot na meron yung x1 and x2 na f. Kasi magagaling po dito yung x dot. Pwede natin cancel na lang yung f para mahanap si equivalent. So, to further solve this problem, let's have summation forces y at moment at point B. So, summation forces y muna tayo. Summation forces y equals to 0. All forces going up is positive. So, F1 plus F2 equals to F. Bakit equals to F? Pababa kasi yung force F. Bali yung force 1 saka force 2 is pataas. So, ito yung una nating formula or equation 1. Then, summation moment. Summation moment tayo at B equals to 0. Assuming counterclockwise positive. So, ano ang magiging formula natin sa moment at B? So, pag nag-moment ka dito sa B, ito, makita mo na ang F2 is positive going to the or counterclockwise siya. So, F2 tapos times ng moment arm niya na L2 equals, kasi negative na yung F1 pa counterclockwise siya or clockwise po pala. So, equals or minus dapat yan pero transpose na natin sa kabila. Kaya, magiging F1 L1. So, this is our equation 2. So, sa equation 2, ilagay natin sa isang side yung F1 and F2. So, if unahin natin si F1, cross multiply po si L1 baba para mahanap lang natin sa F1. I-isolate natin sa F1 sa isang side ng equation. So, magiging ganito po ang ating equation. F2 times L1 over L1. Lagay natin to as our equation 2A. Tapos, ganun din sa F2. Pag i-isolate natin yung F2 sa isang side ng equation, i-divide lang natin yung L2 or cross-multiply natin L2 sa kabilang side ng equation. So, F2 is equals to F1 L1 over L2 and represent natin to as 2B. Galing kasi siya sa equation 2. Now, pwede i-solve natin yung F1 and F2 in terms of F naman. So, itong 2A saka 2B, okay, gamitin natin sa equation 1. So, 2A and 2B in equation 1. So, pag sinolve natin yan, substitute natin ito. Magiging F1 daw is F2 L1 over L1 plus F2 equals to F multiply both sides by L1 para cancel yung L1 dito sa denominator. So, magiging F2 L1 plus F2 L1 equals F L1. Correction po pala. Dapat L2 po ito. Ayan. So, yung L dito is L2 rin po. The same din po dito L2. Ayan. So, now, let's factor out F2. F2 L2 plus L1 equals to F L1. Ngayon, i-divide na lang natin yung L2 plus L1 or cross multiply natin sa kabilang side. Mahanap natin si F2 as F L1 over L2 plus L1. And then, i-indicate natin siya or itong formula na to as 3A. So, solving for F1 then, in terms of F, gamit ng 2B and 1, makukuha natin si F1 as ito po. F1 equals F times L2 over L2 plus L1 and indicate natin siya as equation 3B. Next page, rewrite lang natin si 3A and 3B. F1 So, yan po. F1, F2, and F1. Yan. So, now, palitan natin si F2 and F1 in terms of yung formula natin for damping. Ano po ulit yung formula natin for damping? F is equals to damping coefficient times velocity. So, if F2 yan, ang magiging damping constant natin is C2 and then velocity natin is x dot 2. Pag 1 naman, C1 and x dot 1. So, palitan natin. Magiging C2 x dot 2 equals to F L1 over L2 plus L1. Ito na po yung 3A prime natin. Tapos, sa 3B naman, C1 x1 dot equals to F L2 over L2 plus L1. Ito na po yung magiging 3B prime po natin. So, isolating yung mga velocity natin, formula natin pwede maging x2 dot equals to F L1 over C2 times L2 plus L1 quantity, and then x1 dot equals to F L2 over yan, cross multiply lang natin C1 times quantity of L2 plus L1. Yan po. 3A prime, 3B prime. Now, ano pong next step natin? Ang next step natin, mapapansin nyo, is na-relate na natin yung x2 sa x1 sa f, wherein yung f is the problem equals to C equivalent times x dot. Therefore, itong 3A prime and 3B prime, i-substitute na lang po natin siya sa ating equation A, which is yung ito po. A. Yan. So, rewrite natin yung equation A. x dot equals, equation A is x1 dot L2 over L1 plus L2 plus L2 dot L1 over L1 plus L2. Ito po yung equation A natin. So, substitute lang natin itong x2 saka x1 dito, and then manipulate natin, and then palitan natin later on yung x dot ng f over c equivalent para magkakancel po yung f saka yung f na makukuha natin dito. Then, mahanap na po natin yung damping constant or equivalent damping constant. So, let's substitute. X dot is equals to, substitute natin si x1 dot, magiging f L2 squared na po siya dahil meron kang L2 dito and then L2 dito sa equation A over C1 L2 plus L1, and then magiging squared din po to. Paano naging squared? Ayan po, nasa denominator yung L2 plus L1, and then same lang po siya dito sa L1 plus L2. Kahit pagbalik ta rin nyo po yan, additive po siya, pareho lang, and then magre-reciprocal po siya sa taas. So, magiging L2 plus L1 squared po yung ating equation. So, ganun din po. Substitute natin si x2. Ito po, galing sa 3a prime. So, x2 is f L1 squared na rin po dahil may L1 dito and L1 din po doon over C2 times L2 plus L1 quantity squared. Ganun din po, no? I-reciprocal mo yung ito pag sinubstitute mo itong 3a natin dito. Kaya magkakaroon po ng squared. And then next, i-solve pa rin natin yung equation natin hanggang sa pwede natin i-cancel yung ating f pag sinubstitute na natin yung itong formula na to. So, isolate natin or i-add na lang po natin. Pagsamahin natin si f, c1, then L2 squared plus f over C2 L1 squared over L2 plus L1 squared. So, yan po. So, pwede natin ipag-add ulit mo itong dalawa dito sa numerator. Magiging factor out na po natin yung f para mas simplified. Factor out po muna natin. L2 squared over C1 plus L1 squared over C2 over L2 plus L1 squared. Then yan, i-add natin. So, f times, magiging denominator po natin dito is C1 times C2, and then ipag-i-add natin, magiging kakaroon ng C2 L2 squared plus C1 L1 squared. So, ayan po, magiging mangyari pag pinag-add natin. Mangyari po is yung denominator, multiply mo sa numerator dito, tapos di-divide mo dito. Sa C1, ang matitira is C2. Ganon din po dito sa second term. Itong denominator, i-multiply mo dito sa numerator, divide mo sa denominator, matitira po is C1. So, ito yung magiging result ng addition natin ng fraction over. Huwag kakalimutan, mayroon pa tayong denominator na L2 plus L1 squared. So, yan. And then, x dot mo dito. So, ngayon, pwede na nating substitute si x dot in terms of C equivalent and F. So, alam natin, pag minamipulate natin yung x dot is equals to F over C equivalent. So, ang x dot natin magiging F over C equivalent equals to F times C2 L2 squared plus C1 L1 squared over C1 C2 over L2 plus L1 squared. Ngayon, pwede natin i-cancel si F and then kunin na lang natin yung reciprocal para maharap na natin si C equivalent. Therefore, ang ating final answer, reciprocal lang natin, magiging L2 plus L1 squared over C2 L2 squared plus C1 L1 squared over C1 C2. And then, pwede na yan yung final answer natin. Pero alam natin na pwede pa natin reciprocal yung C1 and C2 para pumunta sa numerator. So, our final answer will be C1, C2 times the quantity of L2 plus L1 squared over C2 L2 squared plus C1 L1 squared. So, yan po ang ating final answer. Ang ating magiging equivalent damping constant in this problem.